how do you understand entropy? So there's, of course, a physical definition of entropy and then information theoretic views of entropy.
Yeah. So entropy does a lot for us, right? Entropy allows us to take steam engines and make them more efficient, and take any engine, make it more efficient, and understand how to extract maximum efficiency by making sure we understand the temperature difference and so on. The information view entropy doesn't tell us anything. It's kind of like, I mean, what has it done for anything? It doesn't do anything. It predicts nothing. It does nothing. And I know a lot of information theorists are going to be shouting, at me. I'm like, it's okay to look at the entropy of a message when you have an encoder and a decoder. And that might even be useful to some degree to say how much noise, is this really a signal? Shannon was brilliant at that. But Shannon information theory has been misused. When there is no encoder and there's no decoder, there is no use for Shannon information. Entropy is about measuring the amount of disorder. And entropy is kind of like, it tells you what you've lost. And it is a good measure for how much time has passed, because if you basically have, let's say you put a load of gas in the middle of a room and you just dye it, so you ever got this green gas in the middle of a room in a ball, and you come back an hour later, the green gas will gone and the whole room would be slightly, fuzzy, like maybe a green mist. And so the entropy of that gas has increased because its disorder has increased. It's become spread out, and I think that what we do is we macroscopically label the end state and the beginning state. But if we were able to keep track of every particle interaction, we wouldn't need to macroscopically look at the entropy change. We would look at actually how the information is propagating through time and how those interactions cause those causes and effects to proceed in time. And all that mist tells us, that entropy change tells us, is that time has passed. Now, when we look at label the sort of systems and surroundings, we could do work. To somehow reconstitute the green gas somehow, and we might have someone in a little machine that picks up every particle and holds it in the corner to stay there, put it in a box, and then we take the box away. But we still need to observe a net entropy change in the universe for that process to occur, right? Because that you're not going to have the movement space to do that. So my understanding of entropy is very classical. What I think is that what we do in a way is entropy is one of those things we only know once we actually put labels on, with the beginning and the end. And I would like to go a bit deeper than that and understand the meaning of entropy. And it does make me a bit sad when I see all this information theoretic stuff, because it doesn't tell me anything. What does it do? If you tell me the entropy change associated with a reaction, I'll be like, that's great. I know if that reaction is spontaneous or not in these conditions. If you tell me the information, the Shannon information or something, I'm just like, it doesn't tell me anything. It's just like, yeah, it's a thing, right? It's like some kind of beauty contest. Someone's assessed that this thing is more beautiful than the other thing. Great, thanks.
Right. I mean, and there's also dozens of disagreements between Shannon information theories.
I mean, there are some really interesting people out there who use this, and they try and use it. In general, I haven't seen what is it used for, right? If you make a measurement of something, if I measure amount of gold I have, I can use that to barter it or something. I mean, I use it. If I measure the temperature of something, then I know how much more temperature I need to add for it to affect the process. When I measure the Shannon entropy of something, it doesn't tell me very much. It might be like a kind of a descriptive property to say, oh, there's a bit of noise on this channel. That may be okay, I guess, right? But I think these information entropy measures only have meaning when there is an individual that's encoded them and an individual that's decoding them. And what we do is we kind of put metaphors on where what the encoder and decoder looks like, and we have to be super worried about that.